All right, joining us now with reaction to the battle for Speaker on Capitol Hill and, of course, the terrorist attack against Israel and Israel's, well, imminent response. Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, is with us. I would assume by the end of the week, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm overly optimistic, that the issue of Speaker is going to be handled in Washington. You're a longtime veteran. Am my instincts right there?
Well, I think because of the Israeli war, the pressure on Republicans to really work overtime and find a solution is much, much greater. I mean, the whole world is watching, and the American House has to be able to function. So I think Steve Scalise won a significant victory today. I'm sure tonight he's trying to put together the 217 votes because we have a couple of absences, so 217 is a majority. It's still uphill. There are still people who are saying, oh, I really don't want to vote for him. I'm really not ready, what have you. But I think Republicans have to come together and realize whether it's Scalise or somebody else, and Steve's a great guy, has been a good majority leader, is a solid conservative. Somebody has to get 217 votes, and the House has to get its act together under our Constitution because the world's dangerous, and people like Hamas are not hanging around waiting for the House Republicans. So I hope in the next 24 hours they'll find a way to get to 217, and I hope that by tomorrow afternoon we'll have Speaker Steve Scalise. He won a straight-up fight. It was a fair fight with a very good member, Jim Jordan, and I think that we'll see what actually happens.
All right, let me ask you, both of us have known Prime Minister Netanyahu for decades. Both of us have known him. I don't think there's been a more consistent leader on the world stage with as much moral clarity as Prime Minister Netanyahu. He has been very clear that this response will change the Middle East forever. He's been very clear that their pending response, their imminent response, will literally be discussed for generations. I take him at his word. I believe you probably do too.
Well, look, I think we should all start with President Biden's very strong statement yesterday that we are dealing with pure evil. Now, if the president meant that, then the answer is to defeat and destroy Hamas. Since Gaza has 2 million people, in order to minimize civilian casualties, there ought to be some method for letting virtually all of them leave Gaza, go into the areas that are nearby, create temporary housing and temporary conditions, and then methodically destroy Gaza until they have eliminated every single element of Hamas. Not a single piece of Hamas, not a single soldier, not a single planner should be alive. And I think when you think about 40 babies in one kibbutz being killed, a number of them being beheaded, when you think about women being raped while their own phones are being used to send the rape scenes to their families, a grandmother being killed while her own phone records it so it can be put on Facebook. These people are evil. And I think when you're faced with evil, you have to do what is necessary, not what is reasonable. And what is necessary today is the total, complete destruction of Hamas. Anything less than that is, in fact, a defeat.
Yeah, and they have been warning innocent people in Gaza, leave now or you will die. Not many countries would take the time to warn the innocent to get out of harm's way. Israel's been doing that for days. Former Speaker of the House, you will be sitting in studio with us tomorrow. We look forward to having you here. Thank you, sir, for being with us. We appreciate it. When we come back, Vivek Ramaswamy, he weighs in on the Hamas terrorist attack in Israel, and Vivek is criticizing Republicans. We'll tell you why next as we continue. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.